Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Insidious Roots, this time the Jund version. Let us keep this hand. So we can go. I mean, multiversal passage, shock. I guess it doesn't matter the order. So I guess we just go starting town, molt tender, pass, multiversal passage into Overlord of the Bailmerk. Probably makes the most sense. Then we can ramp the turn after with molt tender. Alrighty, let's see here. Starting town, molt tender for green, and pass. And pass. Spiral of Canal, lessons or otters? Guess we'll find out. Another molt tender. In that case, multiversal passage, shock for what? Probably a forest. Yeah, green, red, or black. Yeah, we'll go forest, shock. Then Overlord of the Bailmerk, impend. Black, green. Definitely a bit more of a painful mana base. I'll grab the Badgermole Cub. Then I will cast Molt Tender. Molt Tender means Cub next turn is going to be pretty good. Bailmerk, trigger, and pass. Attack for 1. We'll take the 15 and draw. Nowhere to run. Alright, so we start with Cub. I guess it doesn't matter what. Well, I guess it does matter. So we'll go Cub, Earthbend on starting town. And then we have the options of going Disruptive Stormbrood, Nowhere to Run, Terra. But no matter what, we'll be starting with Cub. And does Cub hit the board? Cub hits the board. We'll choose starting town. Yeah, let's go with Terra. So we're going to go red. We'll go, I suppose, black, green. Don't think it matters too much. As far as enchantments are concerned, I don't think we have any 1-mana enchantments, unfortunately. So, yeah, I suppose we'll just go green and play Terra. So we should have roughly, what, 70% chance of hitting Terra? It'll quench ya. Oh, can't do much about that. No, and pass then. A bit unfortunate. And pass. Maybe I should have played around it will quench ya. Played Nowhere to Run instead. No blocks. Casting Combustion Technique to shock the Badger. Yeah, so many red spells exile things now, geez. We'll draw. Another Molt Tender. So in that case, I suppose I'm going to Stormbrood the Otter. Yes, let's Stormbrood the Otter. Exile Terra. Do I actually want to exile Terra right now? No, I think I'm just going to start with Molt Tender. Play the Molt Tender. Hold up nowhere to run. Overlord trigger. We can mill with a Molt Tender. Okay, well, while shields are down, let's start by milling a card. Overlord of the Belmerks. Well, would have liked that. Well, the bright side is this. I can't grab back Overlord, so it's fine to exile. Nowhere to run will hit the Otter. Otter's down. They'll opt. Sure. We'll pass. Yeah, too many Molt Tenders. Another talent off the Boomerang basics. And draw. Oh, we found another Overlord. Do I want to mill a card? Honestly, it's not a bad idea to do so here. Let's start by milling a card. Madrimal Cub. Kind of want the Cub, but I think I prefer the Terra. So if I go Overlord, he could mill again. Do we have to play around Ilquentia though? Probably. So in that case, Forest, we'll just ping ourselves with Starting Town for Overlord. And then we might just cast Petty Revenge on the Otter. Terra Ooze Cub. We'll grab Terra again. And let us cast Stormbrood, Petty Revenge. Get rid of Verge. And get rid of Dredger's Insight. Yes, because we can't grab back Dredger's Insight with the current version that I'm playing. So, Stormbrood makes sense, and we'll pass. Overlord triggers. Accumulate Wisdom. 2 mana instant speed, draw 3. Pretty freaking good. That is way above rate. Another talent. Okay. Make another Otter. Siege. So now it has haste. I imagine. No? Chooses Teamer, Trample, and Haste. Oh, it does have haste. I was right. So we're going to take 3 down to 9. Ooh, even less. Or even more, rather. 4 down to 8. We can definitely stabilize still, but it's going to be difficult, I fear. Starting Town will come and play tapped. A bit unfortunate. Starting Town tapped. Forest. Red. Exile. Terra. Play Terra. There's Insidious Roots. There's Dredger's Insight. Ooh, this is fascinating. Honestly, the Dredger's Insight seems like the better option right now, since I want to gain life. Yeah, I think we need to stabilize first off and foremost. So, green. We don't have any way to grab back Aggie Soul Cauldron, or Roots, or the Verge, so we'll grab the Verge. And then Yeah, I guess we'll grab the roots. Yeah, this is where maybe the white splash for something to grab stuff from yard wouldn't be a bad idea. He also churned through our deck pretty quickly, jeez. We'll grab an elf. Don't need more Molt Tenders, please. Won't pass in full. I mean, next turn we can flip Terra, make another copy of Dredger's Insight, or make another copy of Overlord. There's a lot we can do here. We'll pass. And there's another talent. I think we have blockers. I mean, if we block of Terra and they kill, I'm kind of okay with that. Abandon Attachments, also a pretty good card. Discard a card if you do draw 2. I mean, the odds are getting chunky. Boomerang Basics on Overlord or Terra on Overlord? Can you kill the Terra? You can, and that's lethal damage. So that is Lessons, lost for game 1. Oofta. Alright. Got a sideboard. So I imagine... How do I want to proceed here? Day of the Black Sun seems reasonable. It gets rid of the otters. Can always scale it up as well. So maybe some number of Day of Black Sun. Lifelink off Revenant also seems appealing here. Probably trim down on Elf and Molt Tender. The Fungus doesn't seem bad. Stormbrood's okay. Stormbrood's okay. Maybe trim down on Stormbrood. No to run still seems fine. Yeah, let's run back like this. On the play for game 2. Dredger's Insight and Roots and Overlord and nowhere to run? Yeah, seems good. A bit slow since we don't have any acceleration, but still workable for sure. So we start with Roots into either Insight or Balemerk. And if we can get Enduring Courage onto the board, the tokens we make will be hasty. That's pretty good too. Yeah, I definitely see the benefit of splashing white for something to pull cards from yard that you've milled. Otherwise, they do just kind of end up sitting there. I'll have to look at different options to recur cards at a yard. Specifically permanents, like Insight, Roots, etc. But Mulligan's down to 6. Alright. Stomping Ground, tapped, and pass. And pass. Canal. Gran. Draw. Black Sun, cast Roots, and pass. And pass. We'll start beyond them, generate value. Paying cost for Planisphere. This Black Sun's looking better and better now. Gran, draw a card, discard a card. Draw. Starting Town Insight. I mean, we could very easily do that now. Non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less as long as there are 3 or more lesson card in your graveyard. Interesting. We start off with Insight or Overlord. We'll say Insight. No, I think maybe I should have played the starting town held up green. I would have been right. Yeah, for this exact reason. You can grab the elf, play the elf. Yeah, let's do that. Elf. Triggers. Always yield. Always yield. So yeah, had we played the starting town, we could have not had to pay an extra 1, so it would have been at 20 still. We'll pass. And pass. So Day of the Black Sun is online. I guess there is some argument to have grabbing the second Overlord, given that Day of the Black Sun will probably clear off this elf at some point. More or less, we just want them to commit to board. No, at some point soon, we'll probably have to get rid of this Grand. Lesson on the token. Okay. Attack. Is this going to be your third lesson in yard? Nope, an up to yard. Okay. No blocks. We'll take the 3 down to 16. Storm Chaser's talent. I mean, I think at this point Black Sun's probably right. Draw. Multiversal Passage. So we can start with Multiversal Passage. So I guess we can go black, black, 1. Then Passage, Swamp. I guess we don't have to do that. If we go black, black. No, I guess we do have to go for Swamp with Multiversal Passage. Alright, so Passage, Swamp, Shock. 1, 2, 3. Day of the Black Sun for 1. Each creature from mana value X or less lose all abilities, destroy those creatures. That will clear off everything. Yes. And then cast Overlord the Baelmerk. And we will grab Scavenging Ooze. Triggers. And Bone Scoops it up. I mean, yeah, Scavenging Ooze is going to just absolutely go off next turn. If we drew into a land, Enduring Courage as well could help with that. Solid. Yeah, Day of the Black Sun seems like a decent option into these aggro decks. Yeah, let's run it back like this. And yes, before anyone asks, yes, my sideboard does consist of 12 cards. Why? Because I was making last minute adjustments to my deck, and I didn't have enough time to figure out the last 3. That is the entire reason. Hand's a bit slow. They're on the play, which makes it a bit more rough. I mean, you could still go like turn 2 Overlord, but not sure if that's enough. Might need to mulligan this. Yeah. The thing is, I mean, we trimmed down to 4 mana dorks, so us trying to accelerate probably isn't the right option, but we have no interaction here is the only problem that I see. Mulligan? Keep? We'll keep. Go Stompin' Tapped, Verge into Overlord, Roots. Okay. Well, this hand became so much better. Pass. Draw. Well, this makes me feel worse trying to play into a quench, so we'll just hold the nowhere to run. Abandoned attachments. That being in speed's really freaking good. Boomerang basics to yard. Isa Verge. Casting. Siege. Yes, I can't do anything about that, so we'll pass in full. Draw. Molt Tender will play Verge. We will cast Roots. Cast Molt Tender. I mean, we're primed to go off next turn. No, they're definitely readying up their board state as well. So we'll see. Paying cost or Storm Chaser's talent. Yep, we have nowhere to run. Accumulate Wisdom. Only 2 though, not 3. Yeah, so that's not as good as they probably wanted it to be, but possible they don't have any other plays. We'll take 3 down to 17. Draw. Badgermole Cub. Okay. So we can play Verge. We can cast Overlord the Balemerc. Go black, green, Overlord. More Cub. Trigger Roots. Molt Tender for green. Exile Cub. Trigger Roots. Play Cub. Play Cub. Earthbend. Verge. And I think just nowhere to run on the Otter. Yeah, that would make the most sense, I think. We could always go Cub again, but I think nowhere to run is probably correct. Nowhere to run while shields are down. Otter. And pass. I mean, next turn we're able to Enduring Courage and Scoos. I guess we don't have much in the yard to Scoos up, unfortunately. At least not at this moment. Molt Tender we can always mill, try and dig for it. Well, I guess Molt Tender is the only way we actually... I guess no, the plant tokens. The plant tokens will help. Okay. Sokka, sure. Annul. Paying cost for Boomerang basics on the plant. More or less a push at that point. Draw a card. Attack. I mean, I'll block the Cub. I have no qualms here. It does have prowess, right? Whenever you cast an artifact or a lesson spell, put a +1/+1 counter. Hell, we'll stick a plant in front of it too. Fire magic. Yep, that's fine. Draw. An ooze. Well, in that case, let's see here. Cast Cub. One, two, Cub. Cub. Earthbend. Marsh. Scoos. Scoos will eat Molt Tender. Trigger Roots and pass in full. Alright. Next turn we have Enduring Courage Scoos. That was Iroh's Demonstration, shot down Scoos. Alright. We draw Insight. Okay, so we can do some fun things here. Hold the phone. So, red, green, red, green, courage. Cast Insight or cast Scoos. Let's attempt to actually cast the Scoos. I kind of want to have the Insight resolve, and I think that might have a quench. Paying cost. Combustion Technique. Exile. Rude. I will exile Scoos. Actually, we haven't seen Agisoul Cauldron. We'll exile Cub. Rude, rude, rude. Trigger. Go to combat. Attack for 2. I mean, opponent's running out of gas here. Like, we've established a very good board state. Opponent's running out of gas. I don't think they can keep up with the value engine of Insidious Roots. What say you, opponent? Firebending lesson. Dealt 2. Another lesson. Opponent's empty-handed now. We'll draw. Day of Black Sun, not doing much for us here. We'll start with Insight. Trigger. Yep. Oof, we whiffed hard on that. Hitting Insight, Marsh, Insight. Oh, grab Marsh. Go to combat. Swing with all. Opponent is down to 12. Paying cost for Storm Chaser's talent picks up what? Fire magic, maybe? No, picks up Accumulate Wisdom. Draw. Esper Origins, okay. We'll cast Esper Origins. Ooze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I suppose we'll go Yard top. And then 2, 4, Origins. Graveyard top. Trigger draw. I really do like Origins in this deck, I'll be honest. I think it is pretty good for an overrun effect. So now we can Scoos. We'll Scoos up. I suppose Scoos. Green. Roots Insight. Always yield. Scoos. The Scoos. Roots Insight. Go to combat. Swing for 2. You're down to 10. Overlord's on field. Lethal's on board. What say you, opponent? Accumulate Wisdom. Draw 3. And opponent scoops up. We got there. Solid win against Is It Lessons, which people are saying is probably the deck to beat going forward in Standard. So we'll have to see if our record against Lessons persists. But we'll be back for match number 2. Alright, back for match 2 on the draw for game 1. Opponent Mulligan's down to 6. I will pass. Stomping Ground, passing, draw, Molt Tender. In that case, Blooming Marsh, Molt Tender, pass. Red, Torch, Rude, pass. Is this Teamer Otters? Could be Teamer Otters. It also could be Floodcaller. Draw, Starting Town. Play Starting Town. Do we play Scoos or do we play Origins? Origins lets us set up our top deck, but doesn't apply any board presence. We'll play a Scoos and pass. And pass. Boomerang Basics, Stomping Ground, tapped. And passing, draw. Another Molt Tender. Play Starting Town and Esper Origins. Badgermole Cub Verge. Verge to Yard, Cub top. Cast, Tender, go to combat, swing for 2. And pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we should have, what, 8 mana basically next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, pretty much. So let's start with Badgermole Cub. On Starting Town. So now I can generate green, exile the Verge, Esper Origins, bottom, draw. Or rather, graveyard, draw, Scoos. I'll play Multiversal Passage on Forest. Do we want to shock here? I suppose I will. Just in case we need to grab something out of the yard. I'm not sure if it'll be relevant, but you never know. Attack for 2, down to 14. Opponent does need to fear the overrun here. They're not careful. Okay, there's the Floodcaller. Do they have the combo kill? Question mark? They would need Enduring Curiosity, right? So I don't think they can yet. Finds an island. Yeah, they would need Enduring Curiosity. Not Curiosity, Enduring Innocence? No, that's the one I'm thinking of. It's the doe. Take 3, down to 18. Sure. So next turn I play Origins again. What this? Playing Roaring Furnace. What are you killing? Cub. Kind of rude, but fine. We'll take the 4. Actually, we probably should block, right? Unless, can they grow it out of range? There's no way that they're attacking in without being able to grow out of range of Esper Origins, right? Like, I'm not crazy for thinking that. There's no way. There's absolutely no way they attack in here. I guess we can make them have it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, so we can play another Esper Origin. I guess we just force them to have it, right? Wait, why could I not block? Oh, because I already said I wasn't blocking. Never mind. Never mind. Did I? Why do I feel like I didn't? Weird. Maybe I skipped through the phase. Do I scoos up Badgermole Cub? Yeah, doesn't seem like a bad idea. End step, scoos up Cub. And draw Molt Tender. Let's start with another Esper Origins. Surveilling. Enduring Courage and Bailmerk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Courage to Yard. Right? Well, actually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll be able to flip Origins. Guess I can't play both. So Yard, top, Origin. One and exile 2 will exile the Verge. Disruptive Stormbrood. Oh, interesting. In that case, I'm going to go top, draw. Shockin as a swamp. And Petty Revenge? I guess this does get rid of Overlord of the Bailmerk. It'll be shuffled away, but I think it's worth it. Boomerang Basics, bouncing back the Floodcaller, sure. Well, I guess it won't shuffle away then, just ends up in Yard. We'll attack for 7. Lethal's very much on board then. We'll pass. Let's say you, opponent. Can you survive the overrun? Trainer. Basics. Cast basics on my overrun, but even then, that still wouldn't be enough to save you, right? Esper Origins back to hand. Generate some mana. So we attack, that's 3, 5. We're missing, no, we have the 2. They're in yard. So in that case, I'm going to just start with Overlord. As much as I want to grab one or both, I guess actually I can grab the Stormbrood, yeah. Cast, target, black-green. And I'll scoop it up. Okay, so this is Floodcaller. And for game 1. So let me read Floodcaller real quick. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, So this is where, I know I don't currently have it here, but this is where my might be worth it. Yeah. My Scornful Striker. So maybe like 2 or 3 of those could be worth it in this type of matchup. So Revenant, no. Day of the Black Sun, I don't think it's as relevant here, is it? I guess if like they have Enduring Innocence on board, and then we Day of the Black Sun for 3, maybe? Fungus and Duress seem correct. Maybe another Stormbrood. Maybe trim down on our mana dorks again. Always the first to go. And we're gonna back like this. Yeah. So yeah, maybe some number of mine the side would be good here. This looks solid. I will keep. I will pass. Talent. And draw Insidious Roots. Okay. Well, things are getting interesting now. We'll pass. Boomerang Basics on Talent. Make another Otter. Draw a card. Yeah, Boomerang Basics is such a huge addition. Take 3 down to 17. We draw another elf. So in that case, Multiversal Passage. We'll want to go... Oh, this is kind of awkward. Because I kind of want red for Terra, right? Yeah, I want red for Terra. However... if we don't go black, we can't go for roots. Or green, rather. Yeah, this is where maybe Gene Pollinator does have its merits, I suppose. So we'll go Forest. Shock. Roots. Elf. And pass. And if I can draw into a red source here, that would be pretty huge. Either that or a Insight or a Baelmerk. We have a lot of options. There's a Cub. Double green for another Cub. Patchwork Formation gets rid of roots. That's a big rip. Attack 4 down to 11. Draw. Insight. Ah, we found it too. Alright, well let's start with Insight then. Yes, we'll pick up Stormbrood. trigger, always yield. I will cast Stormbrood, pop the cub. Oh. Opponent says, man, Stormbrood is so good. It actually really is. It has definitely impressed me. And not having a red source, though, is kind of rough. So maybe we do need to switch over to Gene Pollinator. Because right now, both Courage and Terror are just stuck in hand. Analyze the pollen. I mean, this is still looking like 5 damage to face. Potentially more. Stock up, 6 to 6. Yeah, that's pretty good. We can play Skoos and eat cards from their yard to gain back some life. Well, down to 6. We'll draw. Man. Alright, well, I will play Skoos. Yeah, so I'm thinking definitely want to swap some number of elf to Gene Pollinator for sure. And like this is just a one-off example. Because the mana base can support Terra on curve pretty reliably. We've just gotten unlucky. So I don't necessarily need to, but man. It's a bit difficult. Analyze the pollen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So as an additional cost to the spell, I may collect 8. But it's part of cost, so they didn't. So they went for a land. Okay. Finds a forest, sure. Another cub. Okay. Four. Enduring Vitality, not Enduring Innocence. That must be the white one? Yeah. Well, that does present some problems. Yep. So now they have 5 mana. There's Floodcaller. So if they have a spell, they go infinite, right? Boomerang Basics, for example. Okay. Yeah, so at this point we scoop it up. Yep, we just scoop it up. You have it? No. Hold on. They don't have it yet because they need to. Oh, I guess with 2 Storm Chasers, they should. Well, not necessarily. Yeah, as long as I hold up Skoos, we're okay. Because I would need to Boomerang Basics. So they attempt to level up. Yes. Return target. I then get to respond. So then we'll take the Boomerang Basics. Skoo says no to shenanigans. If they would have held to next turn, they could have for sure. So do I just want to get rid of more cards in their yard? Creature or land? Because they can then again level up. End step. I suppose grab stock up or analyze. We'll grab stock up. Yeah, getting rid of cards in yard makes sense. We'll draw. Yeah, I guess. So, I want to do this. Let's start with Aggie Soul Cauldron, question mark. I don't think I want to play Molt Tender. We'll want to get rid of potentially 3 cards in yard, so we're just going to hold. Thing is, our life total ain't looking good. I mean, if they have a non-creature here, I think they win, right? I mean, even if out it, I can go up to 7. We can block, block, block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I guess we'd be at 2. So we're not dead yet. Not just yet. We theoretically could trade with Vitality. Actually, we can grow. No, we can't grow bigger than Vitality. And enough creatures in yard. So we can at least trade a Floodcaller. They shock. Why do you shock? Yep. Talent. Trigger. Analyze the pollen. In response, we'll eat it. Go to combat. No attacks. Paying cost. Paying cost. For what? Are just gonna level up? I mean, we're definitely living on borrowed time. Maybe Day of Black Sun is worth it after all. Maybe, just maybe. Level 3. Yep, not much we can do about that. And then another one. Sure. End step. Let's scoos up the cub. And then we'll scoos up pollen as well. Alright, we draw. Dress. A lot of good that's doing right now. Yeah, so I think maybe in this matchup, cutting Duress for Black Sun would make sense. Yeah, probably. Man, if I did play the Molt Tender last turn, we could have played Terra. That may have been right. Alright, we'll play Molt Tender now. Let me actually read. Aggie Soul Cauldron may spend manas, though, or mana of any color to activate abilities of creatures. Yeah, it doesn't do much. So, Molt Tender. Alright, we need them to brick again. What are the chances? Probably pretty low. Yeah, maybe we should have played Molt Tender. Actually, I definitely should have. I definitely should have played Molt Tender last turn. You only needed to have one, maybe two Scooz effects. We definitely did not need to go 3 deep. Attacking with all. That's uncomfortable. We will go to blocks. We can block here. Block. Block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, if they have a... One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. I don't want to block with the Molt Tender, but I think I have to. Really awkward. One, two, three, 4, 5. This represents the same amount of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say if they have an instant spell. 6. Yes. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, create an Otter of Prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, become +1/+1 and tap them. So this would actually be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage representing. Oh, actually, I guess we have to block like this. Yeah, okay. Yep, we'll do it like this. Not ideal, but it is what it is. What is this? Am I dead? What? What, you? Destroy target artifact. In response, we'll eat the Patchwork Formation. Yield all. Yep. So we're not dead, but not exactly in a good position either. Oh no, we are dead. We're dead? How? Did I do math wrong? I guess I did. Alright. Alright. So, yeah, I think I actually duress out. Day of Black Sun in. Yeah, Day of Black Sun definitely seems relevant. Fungus seems relevant. Know how to run is good. Stormbrood is good. Maybe go down. I want to go down here. Do we need 3 Stormbrood or 3 Day of Black Sun? 3 Day of Black Sun seems relevant. Because we're able to sweep their board. They are going to have a hard time getting back. And it does deal with enduring vitality pretty well. Maybe trim down a Terra. I've also thought about maybe 3 Terra instead of 4 could be worth it. Run it back like this then. On the play for game 3. We can keep it, yeah? Go Multiversal Passage, Mountain tapped. Blooming Marsh, Esper Origins, Verge into Terra. Could also play Scooz instead. That's another thought on 2 instead of Esper Origins. The main benefit of Esper Origins, it can set up our land on 4 to flip it. Try and get some overrun in. Go to main. Passage. Mountain. Tapped. And pass. And pass. Yeah, Origin setting up our next draw seems good. We'll draw Dredger's Insight. Well, Insight sets up our next draw and digs deeper, but we don't put Origins to yard, which, give and take? Let's set up Origins first, I think. Skoos and Stormbrood. I'm gonna say Skoos to yard. Let's go Stormbrood top. And pass. And pass. Stormbrood's good. They're holding. We'll play the Verge. Do we play Terra here? Or play Dredger's Insight? Let's go with Terra. Terra ETBs. Torch? Torch is fine. We still go digging. There's Roots. So we're going to grab Roots. And pass. Would love to see a land off top now. 17 lands and 45. Passing draw. Starting town is tapped though. That is a bit unfortunate. So starting town tapped. Let's play Skoos then. I don't know. Them holding up magic or mana kind of squicks me out. So it's making me a bit wary of pushing the board state with what we want to resolve. There's Floodcaller. It does have flash. That is relevant. Okay. Green. Analyze the pollen is fine. Yield Hall. Forest. Plays a forest. Sure. So you have all your colors. You have enough for the vitality. No blocks. End step. And we can pick up everything in our deck here, so maybe just ripping cards out of their yards, right? Exile up to one card from a graveyard, draw a card, getting rid of my Esper Origins. A bit rude, but fair. And draw. Cub. So let's start with Cub then. So forest. Mountain. Cub. Cub on starting town. Black Stormbrood. Do you have Boomerang Basics? Boomerang Basics, yes. Skoos up Basics. Go to combat. Swing for 2. Next turn we have Roots, Insight, Cauldron at our disposal. Pyroclasm's pretty rough. passing, holding up the collar. So in that case, let's set up roots. Black, green. We can hold up nowhere to run. Resolves. Black, mountain. Nowhere to run. Pass. And pass. Patchwork formation gets rid of roots. That's unfortunate. Thunder Trap Trainer finds basics. Boomerang basics, draws a card. And draw. Well, let's start with Insight. Yes. Pulls up Insidious Fungus, I suppose. Trigger. And we will go with another Insight. Yes. And grab Terra. Triggers. We'll pass. And there's Trainer. Picks up another Boomerang Basics. We're going to loop the Trainer again. No, looks like Enduring Vitality. This is Destroy. Boomerang Basics. Draw. Stomping Ground. So yes, we can definitely attempt to destroy Vitality, but I don't think it's going to be enough. So Mountain. 1, 2. Terra. With. Oof. Stomping Ground. Shock for Soul Cauldron. And hold. I guess we could have went Soul Cauldron Fungus and got rid of Vitality. Maybe that would have been the better play. Now I'm thinking about it. Whoops. Pyroclasm, yes. Actually, we can Aggie Soul Cauldron, Molt Tender, or Scoos. We'll go Molt Tender. Actually, let's go Scoos. Trigger targets and pass in full. Opponent says, oops, blunder. So Terra sticks on board. Trainer. So we can gain a decent amount of life now. If I draw into a card, we could flip Terra. Our land, we can flip Terra and copy Nowhere to Run X and destroy the Vitality, then scoop it up with Aggie. That is a genuine consideration. Yeah, us whiffing on Terra is rough. Well, I guess it does put cards into yard that we can scoop up with Scoos or Cauldron or both. Stock up. Imagine you cast it. Yep. Yeah, exile Terra, then return it. So it will lose its counters, which is a bit unfortunate. Attack, that's fine. As vigilance, no blocks for obvious reasons. Torch the tower? No, what this? A braid. Rude. Draw. Starting town. So I suppose that I will cast Fungus. And this is only as a sorcery? No, it's at instant speed. Interesting. Well, we'll play the starting town. Yeah, I think we just destroy this now. 1 and 2. And then scoop up Vitality. Pass. And pass. You do need to draw into something, though, here. Balemerc would be nice. We haven't seen any Balemercs. No. What do you pick up? Patrick Formation? Get rid of Aggie Soul Cauldron, maybe? Boomerang Basics to pick up the Storm Chaser to then replay it for another Otter. That makes sense. Trainer. So we know Basics is in hand. Ghost Vacuum. Ghost Vacuum's pretty good, so now we're kind of competing in our graveyards, unfortunately. Boomerang Basics. Yep. Attack for 1. Opponent's down the red. We draw. In that case, I will cast Dredger's Insight. Yes. And grab... Ooh, there's Stormbrood, but I think we grab the Overlord. Yes. Triggers. No impend. Oh, am I short? I am. I should have grabbed the Stormbrood, maybe. I guess we could wait a turn. It's just a bit annoying that that is even something we have to do, because if I just play, they're going to vacuum up. I guess they can't vacuum up. So yeah, we'll impend. So we can grab Molt Tender, Terra, Insidious Fungus. What do we want to grab here? I guess Terra. Grab Terra, triggers, and we will hold. Always yield. We actually are at a bit of a chance of... I will pull... I guess actually you hitting Terra's fine. Yeah. Triggers. There's talent, sure. Yeah, we're at risk of milling ourselves. Do need to make that known. Need to be a bit careful. Trainer. Stock up. Yeah, maybe Terra was not the best idea in retrospect. I guess what else would I have pulled? Maybe Disruptive Stormbrood? Yield all. Do they collect evidence? They did. So now they can pick up Thundertrap Trainer. Yep. I guess Thundertrap Trainer's fine. No response. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'll take 7 down to 19. End step. Aggie Soul Cauldron on Badgermole Cub? Yes. We'll go, I guess, Molt Tender. Yeah, I'll go Molt Tender. Triggers. Up to 22. Draw. Verge. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mountain. Forest. 1 for Terra. Pick up Enduring Courage. Triggers. Red, red, green, black. Courage. And hold Aggie. Down to 11 cards in deck. So Trainer, Boomerang Basics on Terra. Terra's back to hand. Not ideal, but fine. They draw a card. Go to combat. We know they have the Thunder Trap in hand. This is fine. I'll block 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. In that case, let's block here. We'll go down to 15. Pain cost. Level 2 trigger. Attempts to pick up what? Torch the tower? I will Aggie Soul Cauldron the torch. Yep, we'll pick up Torch. So then you'll need the Boomerang base, or need to Storm Chaser's Talent again if you really want it. Alright, they gave it to us. Paying cost 4. End step. Draw. Blooming Marsh. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Terra once more. Triggers. Yield all. Grab Insidious Roots. Play Roots. Terra can attack, but you're not going to win by attacking here, I don't think. But we can actually do some fun things now. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab, I suppose, Insidious Fungus. Trigger. Put a counter on Curiosity. Trigger. Always yield. Always yield. Always yield. So now we can exile a card from Yard again. And we'll say it's the Stormbrood. Triggers. And again, we'll go for another Stormbrood. Triggers. Exile target card from graveyard. Ooze. And then go for a Cub. And so now we can generate green by exiling Overlord. Triggers. And then exiling a Badgermole. And I think at this point we have lethal. Go to attacks. Attack with all. That's actually pretty cool. I'll be honest. Then during Courage comboing off, opponent said they accidentally passed through combat. Would it have mattered? Oh, they had Song? Oh no. Wait. How? It's sorcery. Meant to cast, but it's sorcery. Sorcery? Question mark? They don't have. I thought they had. Oh no, they picked up Thundertrap Trainer, right? They didn't pick up Floodcaller. How would they have cast that at instant speed? They said they meant to cast it combat. Are talking about maybe their combat? Even then, would that have mattered? No. Am I missing something? Or are they thinking they had a Floodcaller on board? That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, in a paper match, I would just say, I'm going to do this until I'm out of cards in Yard. And we would have a lot more power on board, so I don't think it would have mattered. I was obviously playing against a clock, though, so give and take there. But yeah, Enduring Courage with Molt Tender underneath Cauldron, pretty good. Pretty good. All right, solid stuff. Yeah, I'm liking the red splash. I'm still debating whether or not Lammer Elf should be a gene pollinator, but definitely liking the red splash. Awesome. Well, we'll be back for match number 3. All right, back for match 3 on the draw for game 1. Does a mulligan. Sure. Yeah, we can keep this. So, Stomping Ground, Verge. Verge, no reason for the passage. Yep, we'll keep pitch and done and pass. Sewer's tapped. I'm gonna guess Kaido. Ooh, Tiny Bones. Tiny Bones. Tiny Bones joins up. Interesting. Whenever legendary creature you control enters. Okay. Well, now I don't know what I'm playing against. Interesting. Watergrave tapped. Okay, we draw. Enduring Courage. I mean, we'd have to be playing around a null. Spell Pierce? Neither? Cool. Pass. Draw. Oh, now it feels like we're potentially playing around something. We'll play the Blooming Marsh. Do we play the Dredger's Insight? Or do we go Terra? They're holding up 3 mana, which makes me think they're holding up something. So let's fire off the Dredger Insight. Actually, you know what? We're going to go Terra. And here's the reason. Because then we can always go Scooz next turn and Scooz up Terra. So, yeah. That seems like a reasonable decision. Terra. Does Terra hit board? Terra hits board. Okay. We hit Dredger Insight. Esper Origins as well, which is nice. We'll pass. So next turn we have double Insight, which is nice. Okay. That seems promising. Nowhere to run. Terra down. That's fine. Again, now this also means we can always Scooz it up. Draw. Verge. Let's start with Insight, number 1. So we're always going to say always yes, always yield. Yes. Grab Overlord. Triggers, always yield. Always yield. Bailmerk. Impend. Always yield. Do we pick up Terra or Badgermole? I think I pick up Terra here. Yes, we'll pick up Terra. Triggers. I mean, this is looking pretty good, friends. Bailmerk trigger pass. Boomerang Basics. For nowhere to run. Nowhere to run. Hits a plant. Sure. Boomerang Basics. Picks up nowhere to run. Sure. Swamp. And pass. And a second Roots. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If opponent just wouldn't have gotten rid of the token, I think we would have had almost an entire loop. So let's start with Roots again. So second Roots and Terra. Actually, you know what? I really don't want to grab... I don't think I want to play Terra. I think I want to play Insight. Yeah. Insight. Grab Molt Tender. Triggers. Opponent, I'll be real. I don't know how you compete with this. Opponent agrees. Alright. Don't know what I'm playing against, though. Boomerang Basics, Tiny Bones joins up, and nowhere to run. Interesting. I mean, so far a lot of non-base, non-basics, non-creature spells. Maybe Duressin, maybe an Elf Tender down, and just run it back like that. Yeah, all right. I think Duress is reasonable here. Oh, you know what might be Demir bounce, self bounce. Is that a deck? Demir self bounce? Maybe. Either that or Demir Otters? Yeah, Demir self bounce. Hold on. Is this right? Yes. This does appear to be Demir self bounce. Okay. So this is a self bounce deck. Self bounce. We can make this work. We will keep. We will pass. Surveil. Swamp to Yard. Draw. Marsh. There's Terra. Tender. Pass. Next turn we have Overlord. We'll pass. Do you have nowhere to run? Yep. Molt Tender down. That's fine. Starting town. Balemerk. Stormbrood, Scavenging Ooze, or Elf. I'll say Elf or Tender. I think in this case, I think I might want Tender. And I will pass, trigger, pass. One, two, and Fear of Isolation picking up nowhere to run. Okay. Madrimal Cub. Madrimal Cub's good. So in that case, we will Multiversal Passage for a Forest. Yes. And Shock. Shock for Cub. Shock for Cub. Cub target Marsh. And then cast Stormbrood Petty Revenge on Fear. And pass. And pass. So we'll get rid of Cub, that's fine. Yep. Boomerang Basics. Boomerang Basics. Draw. Dredger's Insight. Let's start with Terra. So we'll go red, forest, black, Terra. There's Roots. And pass. And pass. Would really like a land. Stock up. Okay. And nowhere to run? Storm Chaser talent, sure. Grimbauble? Intimidation tactics. Your best bet's Enduring Courage. Either that or Scooz, I suppose. But I think Enduring Courage might be right. Because if I get Enduring Courage on board, you're going to be in a bit of trouble. And it also exiles it, which is relevant, as it is hard to get off board otherwise. Takes the Scooz. Okay. Cub. Oh, that's interesting. So in that case, we cast Cub It generates 3 mana. Yes. So cast Cub. Cubbarn Town. Do I cast Roots or Insight? Let's cast Roots. I guess no, actually I'll get Ains too, right? Yeah, we'll cast Roots here. Go to combat and swing for 4. Down to 16. Overlord's almost on board. Next turn we'll play Insight. They have to get rid of Cub here. Otherwise I'm going to have an abundance of mana. In retrospect, I might have wanted to put our Earthbend Multiversal Passage in case they bounce the starting town, I guess. There's nowhere to run, so Cub down. Yep. Unable to scream on starting town. Interesting. It's now just a 1-1, or I guess 1-3 blocker. Boomerang basics on talent, sure. Makes another otter, sure. I mean, we're about to generate a lot of value here, so I'm not all too pressed. Take 5 down to 12, fine. And draw. Well, let us start with Dredger's Insight. So, always yes, always yield, yes. Grab Passage, that's a rough whiff. I'll play Passage, Forest Shock for a Tender. And I will pass and hold. No reason to play too aggressively now. Overlord the Balemark is on board now. Courage is currently offline. Storm Chaser's talent picks up Boomerang basics, sure. Basics on... So it looks like based on the matchup, maybe we should have brought in Fungus. Fungus may have been right. Basics on Nowhere to Run. And then combat. A block of Terra and starting town. Shoot the Sheriff, fine. Badgermal Cub, trigger, and draw. Okay, now it's time for some fun. Stomping Ground, shocked. Yes. Red, forest, for enduring courage. And then we can... I guess we'll only have 3 mana, not 4, unfortunately. Yeah, a bit unfortunate. So I guess we can do this, though. Do we want to do it now? No reason not to. Green, and we'll hit the Overlord. Triggers. Yield all. Always yield. Yeah, if you had Soul Cauldron, this would be fantastic. So yeah, maybe there's a world where you need to splash white. So we can pick up something like Soul Cauldron from Yard, because this looks pretty nice with Soul Cauldron. We'll pass. We just have no way to grab it back is the problem. 4 cards in hand. Be more than happy to block with Courage. Next turn we can play Esper Origins. I guess also blocking of Blooming Marsh is fine. I can't do much about it. Though I guess Enduring Courage does go to Yard and then back. So actually Courage is kind of nice. Yeah, so block of Courage. They would need a Torch. No, I guess they don't have Torch. They're Demir, so never mind. Want this? A big level up? Day of the Black Sun? Rude. Agile Cub trigger. That's fine. Draw. I will cast Esper Origin. Treasure's Insight, Molt Tender to Yard. Actually, we'll go Molt Tender top, Insight top. Trigger, Verge, Insight. Insight pickup, Overlord. Triggers. Always yield. Always yield. And we'll pass. And pass. 28 cards left in deck. That's also one thing I will say. This deck kind of mills through itself pretty quickly. Entity Tracker. Level up. Sure. We'll draw. So, let's see. I can cast Overlord. Black, black, 1. Trigger. There's Skoos in Yard. I mean, I think we just go for Skoos, right? Yeah, at this point I think we just go for Skoos. Triggers. Cast Skoos. I will Skoos up. Is there an Overlord in here? There's not. Suppose I'll Skoos up Badgermole. Triggers. And then I'll Skoos up Stormbrood. Triggers. Multiversal Passage, Shock for a Forest. And Skoos up another Cub. Triggers. I'll go to combat, swing for 4. I mean, we have an overrun effect and a very lethal board state. Nowhere to run. Sure, what are you hitting? Skoos? That does not matter. Do your worst. Fear of Isolation, picks up nowhere to run. I think opponent's probably missing the overrun effect on Origins. They should have definitely hit Origins, not Skoos here. Talent, that's fine. Isolation. Talent. Yeah, that's not gonna matter, friend. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I think this is GG's. Overrun. So in that case, do we plat? Yeah, opponent did not think that one through. Because yeah, we get the overrun, then we attack with Overlord. Overlord will then trigger Roots and Insight again to then grow the plants. Yeah, I really do like Esper Origins in this deck. It just allows you to go wide. If opponent tries to match how wide you go, you just go, cool, I have Trample. What now? So that's solid. Alright, we'll be back for match number 4. Alright, we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. And that there, friends, is a mulligan. Ooh, that's not much better. In fact, it's just as bad. Mulligan again, down to 5. We'll definitely keep this one. Pitching Courage. Courage Scoos? Yes. Draw. Verge, Elf, and pass. And pass. Blooming Marsh for Gene Pollinator. Draw Roots. Shock for Roots. And pass. And pass. So this looks like a bit of a mirror match. Though I think they're on Golgari, not Jund. Nowhere to run? Bailmerk. So yeah, they're on Ouroboroid. So I pick up Ouroboroid, makes sense. Do you have something to tap? Yep. For Molt Tender, draw. Black, green, Overlord. Pick up Terra. Yeah, us being light on land's a bit rough, though, I will admit. I will pass. Play Terra next turn and pass. Imagine they play Ouroboroid here. Just try and go large. There's the Ouroboroid. Another Gene Pollinator. Yep. Draw a second Bailmerk. Ooh, interesting. In that case, I am going to go for second Bailmerk. Whiffs. Oof. That is a huge oof, hitting nothing but lands. Yikes. I'll play Aegisoul. And I suppose we'll just eat the Esper Origins now. Yeah. We'll pass. Triggers. And pass. Wow. Was not expecting that. We're going to get clocked here, but we should, keywords, still be alive. Esper Origin. Surveil. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they can play Esper Origin. I mean, they're going to go for the overrun, so even if we go wide, we need to go large as well. I'm in danger. Insidious Roots to yard. Verge. And Esper Origins. Yep, makes sense to me. We'll get clocked for 8 down to 10. Trigger draw. Dude, we've drawn all wrong. Yeah, I'm in danger. Terra. Triggers. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're dead, I think. Actually, we might be able to do it. Pull Treacherous Insight or Roots. The Aegisoul Cauldron eat the elf. No, I don't think it'll matter. No, I think we're just dead. We can block 3. Yeah, we're dead on board as it stands, right? Grab the insight, but then it doesn't do anything. Yep. Nope, we'll concede. We shall concede. So this is Insidious Roots. Lost for game 1. Yeah, we just straight up got hosed by just variants. Fungus, yes. Stormbrood, no. Day of the Black Sun, yes. Down on Tender Elf. Ash. Yeah, fully missing on Overlord when our deck has how many creatures? Like 29 is insane. On the play for game 2. Risky. Very risky. We'll keep it though. Stomping Ground, Shock, Molt Tender, pass. I need a land off top. Elf, draw. Unfortunate. We will pass. Two, Stormbrood. No reason to mill a card. We'll pass. Molt Tender, draw. Cast Molt Tender, pass. Yeah, probably could have mulliganed this hand since we're running 20 lands with only 19 left in deck. I mean, it's good odds, but we're so far behind board now. They'll pick up Ouroboroid. I do like the Arshan City a lot. Scoos. Now you can scoos up Tender out of yard, leaving my Tender tenderless. Yeah. Draw. Stomp Shock. Insight. Yes, pick up Blooming Marsh. We'll pass. I did pick up the Ouroboroid earlier. We're not in a good position, I'll tell you what. Because next turn we can go Roots Balemerk, but it might be too late for that, honestly. With this Ouroboroid here, we really need to set up a turn earlier. Take 4 down to 12. Balemerk. Draw. Roots. Am I just dead on board as it stands? I think I am. Scoos. Yes, yield all. Yield all. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we should have played Badgermole Cub first. Shoulda. Exile Starting Town. Pick up Badgermole Cub. Triggers, but I'm pretty sure I'm still dead on board. Because we can block the biggest thing, which is the Ooze. But that's going to be 4, 8, 12, 16. Yeah, I'm just dead. I'm just 1000% dead. If I would have played the Cub, I think we would have had enough. But we did. Yep. 5, 10, 15. No, it wouldn't have mattered. We were dead. Oof. Yep. I mean, I guess in the mirror match, Ouroboroid's probably better than Terra by comparison. But didn't help that. We took a bit of a risky hand and got punished for it. Alright, well, Sometimes you play the odds, and sometimes the odds play you. We'll be back for match number 5. Alright, we're back for match 5 on the draw for game 1. This hand's much better than the previous. Draw, marsh, elf, pass. And pass. To voice. Draw roots. Roots good. So in that case, we go verge, roots, elf, pass, pass. Cub. Oh, that's cool. Mobilize, then everything gets +1/+1. Oh, that's 7 damage. Down to 13, we draw. Start with, honestly, actually no, we're going to verge. No, we need to Stomping Ground Shock. Overlord, black, black, Overlord. Always yield. Pick up Cub. Always yields. Now we have 2 blockers. We will pass. And pass. Next turn we will play Cub into Origins into Scoos. Yes. Pollinator. Yeah, the Badgermore Cub onto a man land's pretty good. I like that a lot. I do wonder if maybe, no, we probably can't play Russ's Cottage, unfortunately. I just don't think it's a good option. Is it Russ's Cottage? Pretty sure that's the name of it. Something Cottage. Green. What was that? Vigilance 5/8? Jesus. Or 5/7? It'll be a 6/8 now. Block voice, block Cub. 2, 4, 5. I suppose, yeah, block Cub. Draw. Terra. Well, again, we'll start with Verge and cast Cub. Cub on Stomping Grounds. Yeah, Stomping Ground. Earthbend. So we have 2, 4, 6, 7 mana. We could Esper Origin. Let's Terra. Let's start with Terra. Always yield. Pick up Enduring Curiosity. There's a Skoozen Yard. Trigger. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will cast Skoos. I will cast Enduring Curiosity. Or do we Skoos twice? I think we Skoos twice. Eating Overlord. And eating Skoos. Go to combat. Attack with Overlord. Bone scoops it up. Okay, cool. So what is this deck called? It's like Celestia something. Might not even be a real deck. Not manufacturing, 4C, landfall, no. Celestia Gearhulk? No. That's kind of interesting. I haven't seen that deck before. Either ways, Day of the Black Suns seem right. For sure. Disruptive Stormbrood seems decent as well. So we go down on our dorks again. We're on the draw for game 2. As much as I would love to, I'm gonna say probably a bad idea to keep. Mulligan. Mulligan again. Keep it now. Pitch Terra, Ooze, done, pass. We need a land off top. Draw. Stomp, shock, tender. And pass. Badgermole Cub, manlighting that again. Draw. Verge. Okay, so we can do a few things here. We could go Insight. Honestly, I'm not too worried about them attacking here, so let's start with Insight. I'd love to see a land. Always yes, always yield, yes. We found a Blooming Marsh. I'll take the Blooming Marsh. I will pass and hold. Four for Ouroboroid. That's a problem. Yes. I will pass in full. Attack for 3. We'll take it down to 15 and draw. Terra. Play the Blooming Marsh. Play Dredger Insight. Red. Green. Insight. Grab Badgermole Cub. Wish I could have had that Day of the Black Sun. Cub. Triggers. Overlord the Balemerc Impend. Maybe it's better for the Badgermole Cub, actually. And let's go Cub. And exile Badgermole Cub. Badgermole Cub on the Verge. And pass. And pass. Bossing Say Earthbend. Looks like Celestia Ouroboroid, more or less. Best way to describe it. Three. Second spell. Ooh. Puts +1/+1 counter. Nope. makes dorks going wide. Swing for 9, down to 10, we will take. We draw. Ooh, boy, oh boy. How do we get out of this one, friends? I mean, we can play Terra. And exile Ooze, gain some life. Though actually, let's hold on that. And let's do this. Play Terra. We're trying to find roots. Terra. Balemerk. Triggers. Oh boy. Balemerk. Eat the elf. Triggers. There's Scoos. We'll pick up the Scoos. Triggers. Huh. I can multiversal passage for island. Well, not island, for a forest, I suppose. Do we shock? So what I can do is I can shrink Ouroboroid. Yes. Does that matter when we only have 2 blockers, though? No, not really. I don't think it does. I think we're dead. Yeah, I think we just scoop it up. Okay. Yeah, Ouroboroid can just kind of grow their board a little bit bigger than ours when we don't have an early Insidious Roots. No, so I think we just keep it as is. Yeah, what we needed there was a Day of the Black Sun. Here's an early Roots. I will keep. Yeah, I think early Roots is definitely what we need. So, Stomping Ground Shock for Molt Tender. Pass. And pass. For Ghost Vacuum. Sure. We'll draw Starting Town. Insidious Roots or Badger Mole? The problem is that they can just Ghost Vacuum whatever we mill over of the Molt Tender. So in that case, I think we want to go Roots. So we'll go Roots. This way, if mill over creature, they don't want to. Draw. End step, mill a card. Don't do it, opponent. Get lost. Make some maps. Ghost Vacuum with the Molt Tender. Yes, but it still gives me the Molt Tender mana, so we're fine. So in that case, we will start with another Roots. Black. Multiversal Passage Forest. And Shock. Badgermole Cub. Cub on Multiversal and pass. Next turn we can Terra. Elf. Draw. Verge. Terra. Pick up Dredger's Insight. Dredger's Insight. Always yield. Yes. Pick up Badgermole Cub. Triggers. Always yield. Next turn they do have enough for Ouroboroid, so I think we actually hold up Nowhere to Run instead of the Cub. I will go to combat and hold. And hold. So if they play the Ouroboroid, we can get rid of it. Yes. Nowhere to Run. Black-green, eat the elf. And opponent scoops it up. We got the win. Solid. Okay, I will be transparent. I wasn't entirely sold on Terra, but Terra definitely feels good. I do definitely agree with Ginkgo that some way to pull cards from Yard, given how much of our deck we mill over, definitely seems like a wise decision. Now, what cards those would be, I'm not entirely sure yet. But we definitely want something that can pull permanents, or at the very least non-creatures from Yard. So definitely have some thinking to do about that, but overall, the deck feels really good. I mean, we played into Lessons, Floodcaller, Self-Bounce, and Roots, technically two or other Ouroboroid decks. I'll classify the match 4 as Roots since Roots was there, as well as Ouroboroid, whereas our match 5 was just Ouroboroid, no Roots. I think it's a good way to differentiate between the decks. So yeah, honestly, really solid stuff. I'm liking the deck. I really am. This might be what I land on. I think we just need to tune things a bit more. I think my Scornful Striker in this side would be good. Would definitely help with the Floodcaller decks. Just kind of pressuring them, forcing them to expend a Boomerang basics on a Mai or a Torch on a Mai in order to then proceed, which will tax them for a turn. So I think that is definitely worthwhile. So with that being said, though, again, 4-1 record on the 5, pretty solid. On that note, we will be ending this YouTube video there. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button, comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback, be much appreciated. For as much that I hope y'all learn from me and both my successes and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you reached the point of the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we continue to grow this channel. However, if you do want to watch these videos recorded live over on Twitch, you can find me there Sundays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST and Fridays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. CST for the weekend challenges. Otherwise, you can head over to my Patreon where you can watch these videos ad-free and early. With that being said though, folks, I will see you next time. Bye-bye!